a couple of fights I wanted to talk about, break down, go over, all that happy stuff. There's a really good fight on both of these fights, actually. I guess you can get on DAZN. I think the Garcia fight is going to be available on DAZN and maybe Amazon Prime. I'll get to that in a second. Amazon Prime. But this first fight I wanted to talk about is a really interesting fight. It's Josh Warrington going up against Leigh Wood. These are two British fighters. Now, it's remarkable how identical their careers are, really, and they fought each other once before. It's pretty interesting because Leigh Wood beat Josh Warrington. Well, let's start off. Leigh Wood, he's 28 wins, 4 losses, with 17 of his wins coming by knockout. Of his 4 losses, he was stopped 3 times. He was stopped by, now remember these names because this is where it gets really similar. He was stopped in the 9th round by Anthony Kakachi. He was stopped in the 7th round. These are his 4 losses. He was stopped in the 7th round by Mauricio Lara. He was stopped in the 6th round by Gavin McDonnell. And he lost by decision to Jazza Dickens. All right. So his 4 losses were against all very good opposition, stopped 3 of the 4 times. Of his 28 wins, 17 of them are coming by knockout. He's 37 years old, 5'7", 67-inch reach, which happens to be identical to Josh Warrington. He's got 32 fights. Like I said, the computer ranks him at number 11. He's not rated by any of the 4 major sanctioning bodies, the WBC, the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA, or the Ring, or the ESPN. But interesting enough, the IBO's top 100 computer system, which I think is the most accurate, that has him at number 8. Some of his big wins that he had were Michael Conlon, who was undefeated at the time, a highly regarded contender. He beat him by a 12th round stoppage in 2022. He also avenged his 7th round knockout loss to Mauricio Lara. He beat Lara in May of 23 via a 12-round decision. And he stopped his opponent, he's fighting this weekend, Josh Warrington, in the 7th round in October of 23. So, I mean, and he fought and lost in his last fight against Kakachi in May of last year. So he's got some decent wins, and he's got some similar losses, because when you take a look at Josh Warrington, his record is 32 wins, 8 of his wins coming by knockout, and 4 losses, just like Leigh Wood's, and 2 of his losses came by stoppage. He lost the 7th round stoppage that, like I just said, to Leigh Wood. He lost a 9th round stoppage to Mauricio Lara, same guy who beat Wood, but Wood avenged it. And he had a majority decision loss to Luis Alberto Lopez, and a 12-round decision loss to Anthony Kakachi, same as Leigh Wood. He's 35 years old. He's the younger one in this fight because Leigh Wood is 37. Same height and reach, 5'7" and 67-inch reach. He's got a 25% knockout ratio. Leigh Wood is much bigger with a 60, almost a 61% knockout ratio. The computer ranks Josh Warrington at number 51. He's not rated by the WBC, WBO, or IBF, or the WBA, Ring Magazine, or ESPN. The IBO Top 100 computer system has him at number 46. His big wins, he's got a 12-round decision over Lee Selby back in 2018. He beat Carl Frampton. Frampton was 26-1, and he won a 12-round unanimous decision in 2018. He also beat at the time, undefeated Kid Galahad. I used to love Kid Galahad. Split decision loss in 2019. He's also got a seventh round stoppage of Kiko Martinez when he won the World IBF World Featherweight Championship. And then he lost it in his next fight against Luis Alberto Lopez. So, he's seemingly a more accomplished fighter. Now, who's going to win this fight? I think this is a tough one to pick, to be honest with you. I think in this particular case, I would normally go with the younger guy who has the better pedigree, and that's Josh Warrington. However, I think that the kryptonite for Josh Warrington is punching power, and Leigh Wood clearly has more pop than Warrington. And at 37, he's not going to lose the pop. My only worry about Leigh Wood is that he has no spring in his step, and he'll be plodding around. And if Josh Warrington's sharp, he'll pick him apart. But my official prediction is Leigh Wood over that one. All right, now, the biggest fight of the weekend, Ryan Garcia is challenging Mario Barrios for his world title. Mario Barrios is 29 wins, 2 losses, 18 of his wins coming by knockout. Of his 2 losses, he has one of them by knockout, and that came to the hands of Tank Davis in June of 2021. And he lost a 12-round unanimous decision to Keith Thurman in 2025. I don't remember that fight at all. I wonder if I missed. Let's see. Is that? Yeah, 2022. I can't even read my own writing. He lost a 12-round decision to Keith Thurman in 2022. I was going to say Keith Thurman. He has when does he fight recently? Anyway, he's got 2 draws. They've been back to back, and they were both title defenses. And his last one was the majority draw win that he had against Manny Pacquiao in July of last year. And the year before, a split decision draw to Abel Ramos. So really, he's had this title, and he's trying to defend it, and he gets draw. So he doesn't lose it, but he's not winning it either. 30 years old already. It seems like yesterday when this kid was starting out. 62% knockout ratio. Like I said, his last 2 title defenses were draws. The WBC has him as their world welterweight champ, so he's not ranked by any of the other sanctioning bodies. The computer, surprisingly enough, has him ranked at number 24. I was a little surprised to see that, to be honest with you. Ring Magazine has him at number 2. ESPN has him at, Ring Magazine has him at number 9. ESPN Mag has him at number 2. And the IBO Top 100 has him at number 9. So to me, he's definitely better than the computer system has. He's got some decent wins. Ugas he beat. But the big names that he fought, he lost to in Keith Thurman, and then the draws and then, of course, getting stopped by Tank. But the 2 draws to Ramos and Pacquiao. So he steps in the ring with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia he's a tough nut to crack. He's 24 wins, 20 coming by knockout, 2 losses, 1 by knockout. His last fight was a 12-round unanimous decision loss to Raleigh Romero, and Romero beat him in May of last year. The fight that he lost before that was a 7th-round knockout loss at the hands of Tank Davis in April of 2023. The computer has him ranked at number 21. The WBC has him ranked at number 4. He's not ranked by anybody else, the WBA, the WBO, the IBF, Ring, or ESPN. And the IBO Top 100 has him at number 14. So rankings-wise, for both of these guys, they're all over the place. Ryan Garcia, he's been his own worst enemy. But when he's on, he's good. his fight that was changed to a no contest, no decision against Devin Haney, I thought it was his best performance. I know people can say, yeah, well, he was on steroids. Well, I don't know enough about steroids, to be honest with you, but the trace that they found him, I just think it became a political thing because of the Haneys. I thought that was his best decision, but best fight. He also has wins over Oscar Duarte. He stopped him in the fight before the Devin Haney fight in 8 rounds. He lost to Davis in the fight before that, but he had wins over Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell. Campbell in 21 and Fortuna in 22, both by knockout. Who's going to win this fight? Well, I think that Ryan Garcia is like a cat. And I don't mean his reflexes like a cat. I mean he's got as many lives as a cat. And I think that, this is a guy, it's almost like he's following the path of Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz did the same thing, then had some, breakdowns, let's just say. And, his performances weren't there. And then he came back and, after devastating losses, sometimes fighters just aren't the same. I think we're going to see that question answered in his fight against Mario Barrios. I'm not bailing on the 27-year-old Ryan Garcia just yet. As a matter of fact, I think he's taken this fight very seriously, and he knows that if he can get by Mario Barrios, that he's going to be in line for a big, big money fight against whoever. So I think Ryan Garcia is going to win the fight. I think Mario Barrios does enough sometimes to win, or he does enough to not lose. But I think Ryan Garcia is going to do enough to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if Barrios gets stopped, maybe on cuts. Maybe, he's taken too much punishment. But I'm picking Ryan Garcia in that one. I'm looking forward to that fight, boys and girls. I really am.